It was a sunny day on the island of Sodor. All of the engines were very busy. Gordon was pulling the express. James was delivering pots of paint to the wharf. And Salty was shunting trucks of fish at the docks. He was helping Arthur with an important fish delivery. Emily was at the fitters' yard being repaired. Thomas was there keeping her company. "Your valve gear will soon be repaired," smiled Thomas. "Now you can go back to pick up your passengers." Emily was pleased to hear this.
"Thank you for staying with me, Thomas," she said. "You didn't have to stay with me."
"I wanted to," said Thomas. "You're my friend and I wanted to be sure you're okay." Just then the workmen arrived. "Emily, you're all ready to go. Your valve gear is fixed and you can be on your way." Emily whistled happily. The Fat Controller arrived. "Emily, your passengers will be arriving at Knapford Station soon," he said. "Please go and collect your coaches and wait for Neville."
"That's that,"
smiled Emily.
"Thank you, Thomas. You're a very good friend."
"My pleasure, Emily," said Thomas. Then the Fat Controller spoke to Thomas. "I have an important job for you, Thomas," he said. Thomas was pleased to hear this. "You are to collect the school choir and take them to the church," he explained. "They are rehearsing for a concert this week, so it's important that you get them there on time." Thomas was excited. He loved taking children. He loved taking children to all sorts of places on Sodor. But taking the school choir was a job Thomas rarely got to do. "Yes, sir," smiled Thomas. "I'll go and collect Annie and Clarabelle and go pick them up." "Good engine," said the Fat Controller. Then Thomas puffed away. "Must collect the school choir," he puffed happily. After Thomas had collected his coaches, he set off to the station. Then Thomas started making strange clunking sounds. Annie and Clarabelle could hear this.
"Thomas,"
called Clarabelle,
"you're making a strange clunking sound. Something is wrong."
But Thomas was too busy thinking about the school choir. The school choir waved and cheered as Thomas puffed into the station. "Hello," whistled Thomas. "All aboard!" As Thomas stopped, his clunking sound vanished. Emily was nearby. She heard the clunking sound. She looked over towards Thomas. She was puzzled.
"Are you alright, Thomas?"
she asked. Thomas wasn't sure. "Clarabelle says I've been making a clunking sound," he wheezed.
"Maybe you should get yourself checked,"
suggested Emily.
"You can't work if you're making strange noises."
"I'll do that as soon as I've dropped off the school choir," he said. "It won't take me long." Then the guard blew his whistle, waved his green flag, and Thomas puffed out of the station. But no sooner had he started, he was clunking again and again. Emily was worried. She decided to go and tell the Fat Controller. As Thomas puffed along, the clunking sound was still there. His driver spoke to him. "Thomas, you're making that sound too much," he said. "We'd better get you looked at." But before Thomas could reply, he was starting to feel hot. His driver slowed him down and they stopped at the red signal. Thomas's face was red. He was feeling hot. Then Toby arrived from the other direction. He was on his way to meet Molly. Toby stopped when he saw Thomas.
"Are you alright, Thomas?"
asked Toby. Thomas told Toby about his strange clunking sound and how hot he was feeling.
"Maybe you should get yourself looked at," said Toby. "You don't look well."
"No, thank you," puffed Thomas firmly. "I'll finish this job first, then I'll get myself looked at."
"But your health, Thomas," said Toby. "You can't go on."
"My job comes first," exclaimed Thomas. Then the signal changed to green and Thomas puffed away. He was still clunking and wheezing steam in all directions. The signalman telephoned the Fat Controller. The Fat Controller was worried when he heard this. "Emily has already told me this," he said. "Thank you for telling me. We'll get Thomas to stop at the next junction." He didn't have to wait long though. Thomas approached the level crossing. Percy was waiting there. Thomas puffed alongside him. "That's my bumpers!" cried Percy. "Look at you, Thomas! You look worn out!" "I'll be alright, Percy," panted Thomas. "Don't worry." "Let me take the school choir for you," said Percy. "You need to get yourself prepared." "No," wheezed Thomas. "I was given this job, so I'll finish it." When the crossing gates opened, Thomas puffed away, still clunking. "Be careful, Thomas," warned Percy. Thomas's driver checked his gauge. "Your steam pressure is getting worse," he called to Thomas. And Thomas started to feel weaker and weaker. Dark smoke billowed from his funnel, and he started to go slower and slower. "Help!" he groaned weakly to his driver. The signalman switched the point, and Thomas puffed onto a siding. His driver stopped him in front of the bumpers. Then they quickly put out his fire. All the smoke disappeared. Then as the clunking stopped, Thomas went quiet. He was relieved, but now he was starting to worry. "Now how am I going to get the school choir to the church?" he wondered. Then Gordon puffed by with the express. He saw Thomas stuck in the siding. "Please help me," groaned Thomas. "I don't feel well." "Sorry, Thomas," whistled Gordon. "I'm a guaranteed connection. I'll get help at the next station." "Thank you," sighed Thomas. Meanwhile, at Napman Station, James was shunting coaches. He was enjoying himself. Then Gordon puffed into the station looking worried. "Hello," smiled James. "Why are you looking so glum?" Gordon told James all about Thomas and that he was taking the school choir to the church. "He's broken down," said Gordon. James was worried. "If the school choir doesn't get to the church, then they won't be able to rehearse today," he exclaimed. "I'll go rescue Thomas at once." "Be quick," huffed Gordon. "Thomas is getting very worried." James raced along the line as fast as his wheels would carry him. "James to the rescue!" puffed. Thomas was sitting alone in the siding. He was feeling upset. "If only I had listened to all my friends," he sighed, "then I wouldn't have got stuck." Then he heard a whistle. It was James. James arrived to find Thomas stuck in the siding. "There you are, Thomas," whistled James. "I'm lucky I found you." "Thank you, James," said Thomas. "Please, can you take the school choir to the church?" "Of course I can," agreed James. "Leave it to me." James was coupled up to Clarabelle and he set off immediately. Thomas was left all alone. "Don't worry, Thomas," said his driver. "Another engine will be arriving to help you." And he was right. When Henry heard the news, he came to help Thomas. "Come on, little Thomas," smiled Henry. "Let's get you back to the fitter's yard." Thomas spent the rest of the day being repaired. Emily had come to the fitter's yard to see how Thomas was doing. "We'll have you repaired in no time," said the workman. "Don't worry." "Thank you," smiled Thomas. Then the Fat Controller arrived. "Are you feeling all right, Thomas?" he asked. "You had me worried there for a moment." "Yes, sir," replied Thomas. "I'm sorry I got you all so worried."
"Why didn't you get yourself looked at?"
asked Emily. "My job comes first," said Thomas, "and everyone knows passengers come first." "I agree with what you say, Thomas," put in the Fat Controller, "but your health is very important too. You can't go to work if you're not feeling well, and you can't make yourself worse by doing something you know you can't do." Thomas listened carefully. He now knew the Fat Controller was right. "I hope you learned your lesson, Thomas," finished the Fat Controller. "Don't go to work if you know there's something wrong with you. Will you remember that next time?" I will, promised Thomas.
No, Thomas,
Put in Emily.
you'll do anything to be really useful, and I think the most useful lesson you have learned today is never, ever put yourself in any danger.
Thomas had to agree.